But first, being an Australian, I think, means different things to different people. But most of us share most things in common. And I always reckon community is an amalgam of two words, common and unity. We unify as individuals by the things we have in common. So strengthening our communities is absolutely important. The things which unite us are always stronger than the things which can divide us. It's why as a nation we have one flag, one language, equal treatment before the law, and an equal right to vote. Nevertheless, we're not clones, we're individuals with family traditions, family beliefs, backgrounds which have shaped our personalities and our personal values. And while most of us get on well, sometimes some individuals can rub others up the wrong way. And let's face it, anyone can have a different opinion on, well, anything. We are free to think and act based on our personal values, our family traditions, our religious beliefs. However free we are, it comes with the responsibility to treat others as we wish to be treated ourselves. The golden rule of Christians, which seems to have similar rules across all the great and old religions. Of course, in some countries, difference is never celebrated. Everyone must act, think the same, dress the same. In Australia, traditionally, we're generally not afraid to offer an opinion on government and current events. Some say it's the rebellious streak of the Irish and the Scottish influence. I resemble that remark through most of our society. We've usually never been afraid to take it to the man, the people in charge, our larrikin streak, our finding humour, taking the mickey out of the moment, tearing down the tall poppy or the person puffed up by their own self-importance. It's there amongst Aboriginal and European traditions alike. It is the Australian way. The Paul Hogan humour tapped it, so did Ernie Dingo and the late, great David Gulpilil. There can be a fine line, of course, between funny and offensive, and funny has changed over the generations, but the essence of Australian humour has been more likely to lampoon ourselves and each other in a well-intentioned way. We laugh with and at each other. There was a time when if your mates didn't have a dig at you, they probably didn't like you. I mean, why else would we call people with red hair blue? As migrants came to settle, we found a laconic way to check out if the newly arrived was in fact fair dinkum. Some of these ways were downright rude, calling people names, broke that golden rule, but we, as the weird mob Australians, have tested wave after wave of migrants to see if they are fair dinkum, able to take a joke, and then they get a fair go. Look, I get it. What's funny to one can be offensive to another, but Australia's sense of a fair go has extended to generations of migrants who have actually built this country. These days, funny can land someone in a human rights tribunal. And it's obvious the people wanting to take offence on behalf of others have changed funny. So many Australians are now so afraid to speak up, fearing they offend, while some seek to offend others just to test the waters. But I think a lot of Australians are now scared to speak their mind. We're seeing big corporations, governments, hammer home what they think you and I should believe. They're trying to clone our conscience. I'm amazed by how many people have told me they've tuned out of traditional media outlets, exhausted by the endless propaganda dressed up as the 6 o'clock news. But here at Sky, we don't tell you what to think. About our opinion shows like this, I hope helps you think and develop your own opinions to talk amongst your family and friends. The current government propaganda bandwagon on this voice to Parliament, for instance, is the latest, which is causing a lot of people to just tune out. People are scared. They feel they're being manipulated, coerced into supporting something that is a divisive political agenda. If asked, many will vent how bullied they feel and how frustrated they are that Aboriginal Australians are still so vulnerable, let down by the same ambitious interests who continue to seek self-importance. Australians aren't stupid and are starting to resent being treated as such. Many feel that they're being betrayed by bullies in government, by bullies in academia and corporations who prefer being seen to be talking the talk rather than walking the walk when it comes to Aboriginal Australians. And many need more than just lip service and a new high-cost Canberra-based voice bureaucracy with permission to travel the world at taxpayers' expense. Australians of all background really don't want division. Our diversity has brought us strength. United, we've used this strength to give opportunities, hope, a fair go for the most vulnerable amongst us. It's another thing we have in common.